Dear student, today we will discuss about types of variations. In the previous presentations, we had discussed that variations in mass per unit length, they are interrelated with other variations, and if somehow we can control it, other variations can also be minimized. Furthermore, variations can be expressed by CV percent and U percent. These are the generally two notations which are being used to express the variations. Variations means deviations. If you cut a small length of the material into small pieces, say let us consider you have taken a yarn of 1 meter, you have cut into small pieces of 1 centimeters. In this way you will be having 100 pieces of 1 centimeter each, because 1 meter contains 100 centimeters, so you have cut into pieces of 1 centimeter. So there will be 100 pieces. Now weight of all these 100 pieces will not be same, it will be varying. So we measure weight of each individuals, then calculate the mean, and from that mean we measure the deviations. These deviations in mass per unit length or variations in mass per unit length, they are generally of two types. One is random variations and second is periodic variations. What are random variations? As the name suggests, if the variations means thicker portion, thinner portions, they come at random, they do not come with any definite sequence, then such distribution is called random variations. Here, this is the weight, first weight, second weight. These are the weights of mass per unit length, say 1 centimeter, first 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, another centimeters. If they are being joined with the help of straight line, it is called traces of irregularity. Variations in mass per unit length, and this straight line express denotes the mean value of all these readings whatsoever you have taken. So these graphical expression of deviations, let us consider first reading, it is lower than the mean value, second reading is higher than mean value, third is almost on the mean value, fourth is also if on the higher side of the mean value. If these deviations they occur random in nature, we will call such variations and random variations. However, it is not necessary that always the these irregularity traces, they will be distributed randomly. Sometimes what happens, a definite sequence of thin and thick places occur in the strand of materials. Such form of variations is called periodic variations. Since the thin places or thick places they occur after a definite interval, after a definite sequence of time, such variations will be called as periodic variations. Now, the periodic variations are the variations which with a definite sequence of thin and thin places in the strand of the materials. So let us consider it denotes the variations, periodic variations. So the distance, these periodic variations, they are characterized by two parameters. One is wavelength. Let us discuss the wavelength, generally denoted by lambda. This wavelength is the distance between two crest or between two troughs. Here it has been denoted by B. Means it indicates the interval after which, say one crest was here, it is repeating after so much interval. So the distance between two consecutive, remember, two consecutive crest or troughs, this distance is called wavelength. How much it is deviating? Amplitude. The amount of deviations from the mean value that is being expressed by amplitude, and here it has been denoted by A. M is the average value, average mass per unit length of the materials. So any periodic variations can be expressed by wavelength lambda as well as how much it is deviating. It will be same on the upper portion as well as on the lower side. Generally, A is being expressed as a percentage of mean values. The A value, the amplitude that is being expressed as a percentage mean value. So A means deviation, this expressed as a percentage of M, this is called percentage amplitude, which is denotes the how much it is deviating on an average. Now classification of periodic variations. Depending upon the value of lambda, the wavelength, the periodic variations have been classified into short-term periodic variations, medium-term periodic variations, and long-term periodic variations. Short-term periodic variations are those variations where value of lambda, wavelength, that is 1 to 10 times the fiber length. Suppose you have taken a fiber of length of 44 mm, then 10 times of this 440 mm or 44 centimeters. So if value of lambda is up to 44 centimeters, means 10 times the mean fiber length, we will call that these variations are short-term periodic variations. Similarly, medium-term periodic variations. Here, the value of lambda lies between 10 to 100 times the mean fiber length. The value of medium-term periodic variations, lambda, when lambda is between 10 to 100 times, means if you have taken 44 mm length of the yarn, then 440 into means 44 centimeter to 440 centimeters. If the value of lambda lies between this range, then such variations will be called as medium term periodic variations. Long term periodic variations, if the value of lambda is more than 100 times, if it is greater than 100 times, we say that these periodic variations, they are long-term periodic variations. Why we need to classify the periodic variations? The classification is essential to find out the root cause of the formation of these periodic variations. This mentioned classification means short-term periodic, medium-term and long-term periodic variations. It is used when the cause of the fault, the root cause for the formations of the fault is to be investigated. Secondly, the important point is that the amplitude of short-term periodic variations is generally maximum. Why maximum? Because it has been formed on the last machine. Last machine means if you are testing roving, it has been formed on the roving frame. If you are testing a yarn, it has been formed on the ring frame. And since it has been formed on the last machine, it had no chance of being reduced by doubling. So generally, the amplitude of short-term periodic variations is always greatest than other type of the periodic variations. Let us discuss a little bit more about these periodic variations. This content has been taken from NPTEL. The variations we had already discussed, it is 1 to 10 times the mean fiber length. The amplitude of these variations is greater than long term and medium term periodic variations. Already we have discussed is the results due to faulty processing at the last machines. This point has already also been discussed here with. Such variations, if excessive, they produce fabrics of objectionable appearance. Since they have maximum amplitude, so definitely they will be affecting the appearance of the fabric. Medium term periodic variations, these are the variations when the value of lambda, the wavelength, that is 10 to 100 times the mean fiber length. Such variations do not cause pattern and it hides into the adjacent warp yarns. In fact, it will appear as a thick line again hidden by adjacent weft. However, excessive of these variations give cloth a streaky appearance. If these medium term periodic variations they are excessive in number, in that case they can give streaky appearance of the fabric. It is, please correct it is not medium term, it is variations. So please correct it is long term periodic variations. These variations they are 100 to more than 100 times the mean fiber length. The such variations they cause periodic fault known as diamond bars or other block specific patterns. The pattern will depend upon two parameters. Number one, what is the value of the lambda, and second, what is the width of the fabric. Depending upon these two, the appearance of these long term periodic variations will be there. Fabric. So thus we complete this topic, types of the variations. Hope you might have enjoyed the session. In the next lecture we will discuss more about irregularity of the materials.